I'll show you.
Okay. Will I see them or no?
Yeah, you'll see me messing with it.
Okay.
We're live. Just know that I'm.
We're live because it says we're live.
Oh, yeah, live. Shoot.
It's okay.
No, it's fine.
So, good evening, everyone. It is 5:59. I'm about an hour. That'll be the day. I'm about a minute early. So, first, those that joined us at noon today, they had a little bit of glitch, and I know we've had that last couple of times. We're tried to work on that. We had the experts come in, the IT people, and you know what they said? There's nothing wrong. So, they switched some things out, plugged some things in. Sometimes you unplug it and plug it back in, kick it a couple times. We see what happens. So I've got some help here tonight, and we will give it a shot. I want to apologize if I missed any comments from earlier, and I will do my best to hit each comment. What was happening earlier is, whoa, look at that. Lucas, you said loud and clear. Oh, hey, Chief. Wait, what's that one say? Hey, Chief. Have you been? Michaela, oh my gosh, Michaela, it's good to have you here. So I was just saying that I apologize if the sound quality wasn't well the last time, but I'm getting a few that are coming in and saying that it seems to be doing all right. So good evening, Carrie. How do we sound? Kim, good to have you. Kim, it's good to have you here. Carrie, can you tell me on your side how we sounded on the computer from where you're at, or Michaela or Lucas? Lucas says we're loud and clear, so that's a good thing. Uh-oh. But I think sound is great, says Ms. Carrie Cox. All right. Okay. I like that. I like that. So I appreciate everybody who's here today. Hey, Chief. Oh, wow. Thank you very much. Hope all is doing well. So what I want to do, again, we had some technical difficulties. Is that the right name? Technical difficulties? We'd had some of that this afternoon. IT came over and looked at it. I think basically what they did is unplugged it and plugged it back in and said it's fine. Kim, thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Good to see you. Hope all is well. So what I want to do today is I'll give you a little bit of upbeat on where we're at with where we stand as a city. Some things that we're coming through, things we're in the middle of, and some events that are happening right around the corner. Loud and clear from Ireland. Yeah, and I got to meet Ireland the other day. I won't go into all that, but hey, I'm Ireland. So it was very good talking to you, and thank you for letting me know. Thank you. So I hope things sound better. So Sarah, so far it sounds like we're doing well. Maybe we should just stop right now, Kelly, and just say, you know what, we got it. We got it. So yeah, so this is our chat with the chief. It gives me an opportunity to talk to citizens in our community or whoever that talk a little bit about law enforcement, about what we're doing. Ms. Bannister, it's good to have you. Thank you. And Carrie says we're still freezing up.
Maybe in her end. I don't know.
Kelly, are we freezing up on your end? Watch us a little bit on the computer on there for me. So that's no sound now at all. Kelly, I need you to watch this on your computer for me. All right. Anybody else? Does anybody else hear Does anybody else hear us at all, or not? I can hear you fine. All right, Carrie. So Jessica says she can hear us fine. So maybe Carrie, maybe you kicked a cord. No, yeah. So just a couple of the sound is perfect, fine. Okay, Angela's. All right, so I'm going to keep going then. I'm getting a couple. Have never lost sound in mind. Okay, so I'm going to go with what I'm got here. Carrie, plug your phone back in. Oh, okay, all right. So thank you guys. I appreciate that. Gosh, I try, because I'm like, why are we doing the technical stuff? I'd rather do it in person, but they won me over, and I want to make sure it works. So very, very good. So yeah, I'm just getting mixed messages. So Lucas says it's glitchy. Video keeps freezing, and others say it sounds good. So we're just going to go through it. We'll muscle through it and go from there. So I will try to hit the comments as they come through. Maybe I'm talking too fast. Maybe that's part of it. But how's it look on that end, Kelly? Okay. Sounds good, but looks bad. Like there's not enough signal. Sounds good, but looks bad, like there's not enough signal. All right. Tell you what we're going to do. What can do about the nonsense violence that has helped me? So David's question is, what can you do about all the nonsense violence that is happening? So David, a lot of times when we get those calls, it's reactive, right? Something's happened, they call the police to respond. I think what we have to do, not just the police department, but resources, citizens, different entities, what we have to do is everybody has to play a role. From the investigative side, from the prevention side, from the prosecution side. So I think one thing we can do is when those incidents happen or before they happen, that you're sharing information, you're letting the police department know about maybe a house that has drug activity or a domestic situation where you hear yelling and screaming or arguing going on. People in their neighborhood seem to have a pretty good idea about what's going on. And I think sometimes there's a fear about, well, I don't want to call the police. They're going to make me testify, or they're going to say I called, and that's not it at all. When you have a conversation with dispatch, they will ask you, do you want the police to contact you? And you can simply say no, just letting you know. So stay right there with me for David for a minute. Oh, that looks good the way you're scrolling. How are you doing it? That looks good.
Mhm.
So that's one thing, David. The city just gave away a lot of money. Or I shouldn't say gave away, right? They invested a lot of money in some grassroots organizations who are trying to do some things on the intervention piece. We have SROs back in our middle school. We're looking at our strategies and initiatives and seeing if that affects crime. If it does, then we'll expand on them. If it doesn't, we'll tweak them and change them. But it's hard. Everybody has to play a role. I would love for individuals who live in our community, for businesses in our community, to make sure that they have camera systems or just a ring camera, right, that shows the outside. Anything that we can use technology-wise, we're able to respond quicker or make quick arrest if something does happen. Those things matter. So I think all those things in part, make sure that we have good communication. I was talking with the schools today, and we talked about how to make sure that our schools are safer, and we talked about making sure that we have good communication flowing back and forth. Something happens in the schools that may spill out into the community, we need to know. And if we hear of something in the community that may take place or spill out into the schools, we need to make sure they know. So the communication piece, everybody playing a role. If you see something, to say something. But I'll tell you, there's a lot of different entities trying to address, the quick access to firearms, that people are upset and angry, and the first thing they do is grab a firearm that everyone, I shouldn't say everyone, but it seems like a lot of firearms in play. We'll go to shooting calls where someone's gotten shot and the victim has a firearm, arguments where there's firearms, and sometimes I think it's just out of anger. I don't know if but it's not a video game, right? It's not like pause, I can start over tomorrow, and it's a real deal. And gun violence affects so many lives, not only the victim's family or friends, communities and neighborhoods. It also affects the suspects' lives, right? You could spend the rest of your life in jail, lose time from your life in jail, away from your own family, the pain and heartache that you cause your mom and dad or your family members, your friends, your community. It's a no-win situation. So I think everybody's got to play a role. But you're right, David. We look at it. I look at crime daily. We have meetings about crime and gun violence and violence every Monday and Thursday. So that's a great question, my friend. I wish I had a crystal ball and hey, this is how we stop it. But there's a lot of people all over this country, in law enforcement and out, trying to think of ways to address gun violence and make a change. What we have to do, though, is keep trying. We can't just quit and give up. We can't just walk away or lock our doors and hide in our houses and hope it's going to change. We have to get involved. We have to get involved. Linda, thank you for being here. I appreciate that. Is that Franco? Am I reading that right?
Mhm.
Any arrest updates on the 7-Eleven Killing Creek? Franco, is all I'm going to say on that. On some of the cases that, if we made arrests on, I'll share with you. But ones that are open, all I can say on that is we'll continue to investigate. We have some leads that come in. We investigate each one of them. Even if it has nothing to do, we make sure, we want to be able to say that we looked at every single tip that came in. So there has not been an arrest, but we're still investigating. That case is still open. So I would pitch here that if anyone knows anything or has heard anything, to please let us know. But that case is still open. We still get some tips that come into our crime line, and the detective in charge of that case, responsible for that case, she has done a phenomenal job. So, and I'll tell you, it broke my heart too, man, to see the community come out the way they did. It was clear that the individuals there had a connection with the community and vice versa. There was a lot of people that came out as we walked in that neighborhood. So I get it. Yeah. Katie, is there a way to tell if I'm hearing gunshots or fireworks? Do they sound different? I'll tell you, Katie. Some do, some don't. You know, it just depends on what kind of caliber of firearm, what type of firecracker or firework they have. But if you hear things and you're unsure, you call us. Let us know. Officers will come by, check the neighborhood. We'll respond. We'll see if we got any other calls. I'd rather us check it and it be nothing than something happen and you not call. So don't worry about that. If you hear it, you think it's gunfire, you just call 911, let us know. We'll send an officer by, not to come knock on your door, right, but to drive in the neighborhood to see if they see anything or hear anything. We'll see if we got any other calls. Sometimes there may be an officer in that neighborhood, so we'll go from there, okay? But don't worry about that. Frozen. Keep up the good work, Chief. I feel much better with my daughter at CNU because, oh, wow. Well, Stephanie, that's great. You got to let us know what your daughter's majoring in, and if there's anything we can do. I know I call him Wojo, Chief Wojo out there. We have a great relationship with CNU. We do a lot with them, so if there's anything at all, and please let us know. But I'm glad she chose CNU. It's a great school, and I'd love to know what she's majoring in. That sounds great. Was there one before that with David?
No.
I see a lot of things.
I was going to respond to him, the crime line.
Yeah, Dave, so we have a crime line. We're going to send that. We'll send that to you in a message. But if you see something, say something, you can call 911. You can do it through a crime line or tip line. But it's like a text type thing. You don't have to. I'm not asking people to testify. I'm just asking people if they see something to share it with us. I'd rather look into it and it be nothing at all than come back hours later and have to put up crime scene tape. So I think Sarah's actually sending you a message now that'll give you the link for that. Okay, my friend? But I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. Kim, thank you, Kim. I appreciate that. Miss Spratley, hope you're doing well. Thanks for everything you do. Thanks for being here tonight. Bridget, how are you? I'm glad you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for being here. Angel, I commend you for being involved with our Newport News community, allowing us to ask questions. Well, Angel, I appreciate that. I think it's important. I will tell you, a couple years ago, they came to me with this idea, and I'm like, man, I don't know, the technology and back and forth, and I'm talking into this little round thing that's got this blue eye, and the messages come through, and I'm like, do you think people will really tune in? And they're like, Chief, it just gives you an opportunity to answer questions, and I'll tell you, with the fast pace of life, and sometimes you tune in, sometimes you don't, a couple times a month. So I appreciate that, Angel. All you're doing is making me look bad, though. You're telling the PIO and the media relations in our department they were right. But I've said the same thing to them. So I'm glad you're here, and I appreciate that. Thank you. David, do you believe gun violence is worse now or before? I'll tell you, Dave, I'll tell you, it's the number one concern for me right now in policing is gun violence. The number of calls we go on where shots are fired, the type of ammunition that we're recovering, the number of rounds we recover, victims, homicides, people who have just been shot. And I don't mean just here in Newport News. I mean, I talked to the other chiefs in the Hampton Roads area and across the state, even across the country, chiefs that I've worked with or have relationships with, and we'll talk about. And you see it across the news, right? In some of our bigger cities as well, and even some remote cities. So I will tell you, for me and where I'm at in my career, 30 years in law enforcement, as a chief of police, gun violence is my number one concern because it affects so many communities. It's the perception of fear. It creates fear. Now, I will tell you, most of the individuals that we find involved or victims or suspects, they know each other. Domestic situations, people going back and forth on Facebook, arguments, you said something about me, he said, she said, individuals that have been intoxicated, gang activity or group activity, robberies that go bad, trying to rob someone over drug related. Those are the things we're seeing shootings for. Most individuals have some connection or know each other. I don't see a lot of individuals just walking up to somebody completely innocent that they don't know at all and shooting them. I don't see that. Most of it, there is individuals who know or are acquainted or are going back and forth with each other. But what it does concern me is people who don't have anything to do with that situation that could be injured as just being a bystander, being in the wrong place. So that's a good question. But I will tell you, for me, this department, that's the number one concern that I have. Jason, good evening, Chief. Do you have any good advice or tips for those of us who would like to join the police force? Any study guides or materials we can research, perhaps? I'd like to be prepared as possible. Would you recommend a ride-along in North Central? Well, Jason, I think that's a great question. So I will tell you, one thing I changed is we are hiring year-round. I'm not opening and closing, and we're hiring 24 hours, 7 days a week, each day, each week, each month. We may not have an academy start right away, but I will still hire people and bring them on, let them spend time in different divisions until the academy starts, or we'll hire you up right till the day before the academy. So how would I prepare? I think that if you look at our Facebook page, if you look at some of the things we're doing, I think you'll get a very clear picture of what's important to this agency. Community policing, how we interact with people, our clearance rates, all of our, I believe the last 4 years of our, not our catalog, what do you call it? Year-end report, the book. Annual report is online. But I think that ride-along is a great idea, a great way to you don't have to do the full 10 hours. You ride for 3, 4, 5 hours, you just get an idea. You sit in that car, you fill the radio, you go on some calls, you interact. I think all those are good. I wouldn't watch too many police shows and read crime novels. Sometimes we don't solve crimes in 45 minutes with commercials, but we do have some of the same equipment, my friend. But I think those things, or you know what, I think just spend some time. If it's something you'd like to meet with an officer, talk with an officer, we can sit down and just have some conversation. I think those things. But if you look at us in the news, if you look at us on our Facebook page, I think you'll see what's really important and what we're trying to do in this department. That's a great question, Jason. But we're always hiring. I will tell you that. We're always hiring. Do you have a do you have a program that helps families with special needs adults properly interact with law enforcement? So we have a couple different things. I'd have to know a little bit more specific. We have a registry for autism. We have a registry for Alzheimer's. There's things that we can put in our CAD system that an officer gets a call. Our CAD system is our database, so when dispatchers dispatch a call, if we know that there's a particular issue or situation or incident at this location, it'll pop on the officer's screen, or the dispatcher may say, and this residence, there's an individual who has autism, or this is an individual that is unable to speak and uses sign language or something like that. We can put that in our system. So if we're dispatched there, you can narrow that down a little bit for me when you say special needs. We try to interact a little bit with our schools with special needs classes. Interacting and just having community, but kind of help me a little bit of where you're going. I don't want to go off too far. I'm not exactly sure what you're asking me. And I apologize. I'm not exactly sure. Debbie, well, Debbie, I appreciate that. Thank you. We're certainly trying. You doing this Facebook live thing, it makes me feel good about our community and what you offer. Well, David, thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. I'm just, I think it's important that we have conversations. We don't always agree. We can have difference of opinions and still be cordial and talk to each other. That's what we try to teach our recruits, our officers, to talk to each other. And look, I'd rather have conversations instead of confrontations. Everybody has value. We all matter. We all have points and interests. We may want the same results, but go about it different ways. But yeah, I think we have to be able to talk to each other. And I think that's one of the things that draws our community together, and being open and transparent. And let me say this. In law enforcement, just because I wear this badge and we wear these patches, we do not always get it right. We are just like everybody else. We make mistakes. We are held to a higher standard, but we make mistakes. And I would be lying to you if I said it's never going to happen here. But I will say this. when we do make a mistake or get it wrong, we should own it and be open and transparent about it. It's okay for us to say we're sorry, to apologize if we get it wrong. And I will tell you, that has happened. I've written a couple of letters just this year that, you know what, your complaint is valid and we didn't do the right thing. And I apologize to you. We'll take action and training to address that. But I want the citizen to know I apologize for that. I hope that we can do better going forward. That's our intent. And to learn from our mistakes. But I don't want anybody to think, oh, that, you know, they should get it right. It's just not happening. All right? That is the humanity of this job. It's hard. And officer, we just had 25 individuals graduate our police academy. They're in training right now on the street. They did 7-8 months in the academy. Now they're doing ride-alongs. They'll ride with someone, a senior officer, for about the next 3 or 4 months. They don't know all the answers. They're going to make mistakes. But I'm thankful that I have 25 people that chose to raise their right hand, get sworn in, and are willing to put their life on the line, not know what's around the corner, not know what they're going to be facing, that are willing to get up in the middle of the night and get called back into work, to come in and work on their day off, to stay late. Not a lot of people want to do that. Even in our climate we're in today, if you talk to departments that and I'm talking city departments now, you talk to departments that ask them where their staffing levels are. It's a challenge. I got a report the other day just about the difference in number of people that apply to be a Newport News police officer today that compared to the number that were applying 5 and 3 years ago. It is definitely different. It's different. This is a hard job. So the men and women who decide to do this career, do this job, take on this profession, to serve others and take away time for their own families in doing it, they matter to me. I try to run this department like a family. Now, we disagree like families. We disagree like families, but they matter to me because I know what they give up. I know the calls that they go on, and I know what they see. And that's tough. There's things I wish that people never had to see. If they respond, I'd see our forensic technicians process crime scenes for hours. And that stuff stays in our mind. It doesn't leave. It's there. It's tough. So I appreciate the men and women who want to be police officers. I don't care here or wherever, but I am especially the ones that choose to serve this community, the 186,000 citizens that live in Newport News. I'm going to treat them like family. They matter to me. Katie, thank you. Debbie, thank you. Dave, every day it's in the news. Look, yep, you're right, Dave. Absolutely. What can we do to community and to end gun violence? Katie, that's kind of what we were talking about. I think that everybody has to play a role. We have gone way past it's a law enforcement problem. By the time we get involved, often it is too late. I think we have to invest in programs that interact with individuals at an early age. And I'm talking as early as elementary. Dealing with maybe schools teaching classes on conflict resolutions or de-escalation, making that a court if someone is making that a part of the court system if there's an issue with someone that you don't care if it's just a fight, a simple assault, right? But you have to take a class on de-escalation, being able to walk away. That the first reaction should not be to grab a firearm and point it and pull a trigger. That it's not a video game. That we're looking out for each other. And if we hear people arguing in an apartment next door, we believe something's involved in domestic violence, to get involved. When I say get involved, call us and let us respond. To check those things. If you hear noise and, well, it could just be fireworks, you know what, call us. Let us make sure it's not gunshots. But I think it has to be everybody. The mental health side of the house, the homelessness side of the house, individuals that are involved in illegal narcotics, individuals that are using illegal narcotics. All those things play a role. In neighborhoods where individuals may think because this is poverty, I can go here and do whatever I want. I can take advantage of people however I want. Nobody cares. No, I'm telling you, I care. We care. Right? We care. Addressing blight, lighting, trash in communities and neighborhoods, houses that are abandoned and we put up plywood that are kicked in and people store firearms or become prostitutions inside those locations or firearms being stored there. Making sure that we're cutting grass back and fixing signs that have been run over. All those things play a role. So I holding people accountable when they decide to use a firearm, and the courts play a role, the Commonwealth Attorney plays a role, the police play a role, paramedics play a role, teachers play a role, parents play a role, and it has to be all of us together. There's not just one solution. It has to be collective. that we're not going to tolerate that type of behavior in our community. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. Debbie, I'm sorry. Debbie, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. How do I get an officer to set up on my street? Here lately, there are certain cars in my neighborhood speeding down our residents pulling through. So I will tell you, if you'll let me know the address or location, I'll send that to our precinct captain of that area. I will not be able to put a car there 24 hours a day. So when you send me the email, if you message us or send us something with an address, give me a time frame, from 2 to 3 or 5 to 7. Sometimes people just say they're speeding all the time. So then I'll put a car out there for a couple hours, and the officers will report back, Chief, 20 cars came by, one was speeding. So, if you've got a time frame. But right now, our traffic division, until our summer recruits get released, I've got our traffic division absorbed in patrol. Make sure that we're answering those calls. I want to make sure I got a certain number of officers on the street. So I'm sending, we used to send our speeding complaints to the traffic division and the precinct captain. Now I'm sending them to the precinct captain. Now we've talked about doing some overtime for speed enforcement. That's not off the plate. That's something we're going to look at, especially with school starting back in now. But yeah, if you just kind of let me know the area, the time, it would help. Luke, the car is speeding all of Jefferson, Warwick, and residential streets, and some specific attention, please. Yeah, Luke, the same thing. You just got to kind of narrow that down for me. When you say all of Jefferson and all of Warwick, that means I'm going to send an email to the captain say that, speeding all of Jefferson, all of Warwick. The captain's going to be like, well, so if I have officers that are freed up, where do I put them? Trying to narrow that down for me a little bit, and time frames really would help us to narrow that down, that focus. By the way, if you're looking for people that ride dirt bikes and four-wheelers down Mercury and Jefferson, I know where they live. Well, I will tell you, David, if that's going on, I've seen some cities that have had that stuff and people really get injured. If you know some individuals that are doing that, please send that information to me. You can just do it through a message that people don't see, or you can call down here and it'll get to me. But that'd be stuff I would be interested in. Individuals that do that, I'm telling you, when they have accidents or they cause accidents, but they hurt themselves, they get hurt. And I'll tell you, license plates like stuff like that, I'm not interested in giving those people a ticket. I'm towing that vehicle. I'm going to impound that motorcycle, that dirt bike. I cannot have people doing that on streets, popping wheelies, and individuals are getting hurt. And those that are doing it may be cool to show it on Facebook, but it's not cool when they're laying in the hospital. And that's happened 2 or 3 times, and some have been deceased. So, yeah, if you know that stuff's going on, please, for public safety, please let me know. How do you do this to make us safe? You need your family and to be safe. Wait, Debbie, what? How do you do this to make us safe? You need your family and be safe. Okay. Monica. Hello, Chief. I know this is still an active investigation, but any word on how the public can help bring Miss Lewis home? I tell you that case has impacted a lot of people in this organization. Individuals that have lost their dad and their mom, and I wish I had an area that I could say this is a place where we should go out and search. Most of the stuff that we get is very, very precise. This location, this area, it's not large areas to walk through. I'm not saying we won't ever get to that point, but I think it's being supportive, awareness. If you see something or hear something, think of anything to share that with us. Right now, I can tell you there's one individual who knows. Right, and I very much, one of the top priorities for our organization is to try to bring some closure for that family. But if anybody has any information, please reach out to us. You can do it anonymously. You can text the tip, make a phone call. You can call communications and let them know and tell them you don't want to talk to an officer. But I wish I had more to tell you on that, Monica. I really do. I cannot hear you because you are frozen. Yeah, I don't know, Carrie. I mean, I'm getting other people that are coming in, and so I don't know. I don't know if it's your system or ours. She say it's frozen out there too.
No, Kelly said it's fine. She's watching.
Yeah, so Carrie, it might be your connection, but I'm getting a lot of people sending me numbers, and it seems to be coming back pretty quick. So I don't know. Kim, you answered my question with the registration and CAD system. Kim, thank you. I appreciate that. Carrie, maybe I just broke your system. Maybe that's what it is. Debbie, thank you for your time. I absolutely love it. Wow, Debbie, thank you. I appreciate that. I'll tell you, I am humbled to work in this organization with such great men and women. I see their dedication. I see them respond to calls. I see how they interact with citizens who are going through hard times and family situations. And yeah, I will tell you, it's tough. It's hard. Today, I interviewed 2 new people that want to join this department that will start the academy in August, the end of August. This job is hard. It is demanding. But I'm telling you, it is extremely, extremely rewarding to be able to help someone in a time of going through a critical situation or a crisis for them. To be able to help someone, it makes all the difference in the world. And that's why the men and women who serve this department, who join this profession and put this uniform on, they matter to me. David, transparency is what U.S. citizens need. You and your officers, there we go. You and your officers are held to a higher standard. It's really hard to learn the law that you swear an oath to uphold when you only have 6 months of training. Every lawyer don't aspect of the law. Yeah, you're right. I'll tell you, hey, Keith, it's good to have you on board. I'll tell you, Dave, 6, 7 months in the academy, 4 months on the street, let's say you're training for a year. I've been doing this 30 years, and I still don't know it all. I still make mistakes. There's things that I forget. So you continue and you continue and continue. And laws change, more training, right? Laws change, more training. You pull a car over for this, you can't do a traffic stop for that. This is now illegal. This has been decriminalized. This is illegal. Now it's, on the 3rd time. There's a lot of things that continue to change. So we just have to stay up on that. We have to stay up on our training, stay up on new laws. But at the end of the day, you have got to have people who are willing to serve and sacrifice for others. And that's what, to me, law enforcement has been all about. That's a great comment. You should teach your officers to leave ego at the door and uphold the Constitution. We're trying, Dave. We're trying. Dave, if you're interested, man, we're hiring. I don't know if you've thought about joining the department, but we're certainly hiring. We're looking for good people. So if that's something you'd like to do, always looking. Yeah, when you say leave your ego at the door, I'm not sure what you mean, but we're always looking for good people, my friend. Carrie, what did you do? Did you kick the cord? Is it working now? Is that what it is? I'm glad it's back on. Jim, thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Since you've been here, I have noticed that officers have better attitudes, willing to assist on time for a situation. I love how they interact with the kids in the neighborhoods as well. Great job. Dave, did you see that post? I don't know. Let me say this. I appreciate individuals who take time to write those comments. Sometimes officers get frustrated. Chief, do people really care what we do? Do people really know what we do? Do they see what we do? I did 22 traffic stops, and 21 of them went great. One individual got upset, and they make a complaint. I'll tell you, that post right there about how they interact with kids and neighborhoods and community, that means the world to them. They're not looking for awards and accolades. They're looking for people that understand that we're trying to do the best we can in our communities. We're trying to invest in people. Do we always get it right? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But we go home, we start over, and come right back and try the next day. So that's important. So I'm going to share that post with them. That means a lot. So thank you for taking the time to write that. Faith. Our Chief Drew, our police chief is retiring in Fayetteville in January. Would love to see someone for Newport News apply. Faith, I tell you, I appreciate that. I've lost in the last 2.5 years, I guess now, I've lost 3 individuals that are now running police departments. Chief Eric Randall is assistant chief. He's now running Pensacola, Florida. He's doing a phenomenal job. Assistant Chief Hudgens is now running Pineville, North Carolina, and Captain Jason Bullhurst is running Albemarle, North Carolina. I got to go down and see all of them get sworn in and I'll tell you, I talked to their city officials, and they talk about things that what they said during the process to get hired there, and I will tell you, they're all phenomenal. I call them and ask them for advice. So yeah, January 17th, I will keep that in the back of my mind and let people know it's out there. Maybe we'll get some people from here to apply and come down there to that'd be fantastic. Um, I'll tell you, it's funny. I was talking the other day. We've lost some officers recently, and civilians that have been hired by federal agencies, and they were like, "Chief, doesn't that bother you?" Yes. Now let me tell you, the FBI, the DEA, the Secret Service, Homeland Security, military branches to come to this agency and hire sworn and civilian. That tells me we're doing some good things here. When they're picking people from this department to go, and I'm not comparing us to anybody else. I'm talking just Newport News. When they pick officers here to go work in those agencies at the federal level, and I'll tell you, that's a good thing. That speaks volumes. Can you give some examples of First Amendment protected activities that you would defend a citizen's right to engage in? I'm not sure what you mean. If you got an example or something, but I'm not sure what you mean. Can you give us some examples of First Amendment protected activities that you would defend a citizen's right to engage in? I'm not sure what you mean. Right now on Colleen Drive, there's a dirt bike thing speeding up and down the street. Can't believe right now after that comment about them. Yep. So if you can maybe if it's able to if you could call in and dial 911 and oh my gosh, did we miss all those?
Yeah.
So if you could dial 911 and kind of let them know, they could at least get out there. If you're able to see a license plate or a description or anything like that, maybe if you're able to take a photograph would be helpful, and we don't have to come to your door, knock on the door. That can all be sent in. But yeah, I've heard a little bit about. I saw some on Jefferson Avenue. I have not seen much in the neighborhoods lately, so I appreciate you letting me know about that. Hope you find a wonderful chief like we do, but you can't have our. Thanks, Annie. I appreciate that. But can we get an update on Andre Grady? No, I don't have an update on that case, but I appreciate that. It's good to keep that stuff on the front end. Scroll back. All our cases are open until they're closed. I should have mentioned that earlier. Somebody else had a question about I think a cold case, but all those cases stay open until they're closed. Sometimes information will stop, or sometimes we know what happened in a situation, but individuals who choose not to testify, so we have to find a roundabout way of finding information or trying to find another way. If person X says, I saw it, I know who did it, but I'm not testifying, then we've got to find another route. So I will tell you, there are a lot of cases that we have strong suspects in, but individuals, and I get it, I understand. It's frustrating because we want to make that arrest. We want closure for that family, but it's also, I understand that people live in neighborhoods, and I get that. So yeah, I can't go any further on that case. Keith, try deep. Oh, Keith's giving me advice. Residential roads, older out of service cars can be put. Yeah, we do that, Keith. I've always referred to them as ghost cars, but we've used them in locations to do that time to disrupt speed. That we'll use that practice here, and we have speed trailers as well. Some citizens like them, some don't, but we've tried them before as well. That's a great call, though. Greetings again from New York. We'll be visiting soon. It's really illegal for children to have a lemonade stand. Wait, Richard, what? Are you saying here it's illegal or in New York it's illegal? I don't know. Is it really illegal for children to have a lemonade stand? I can tell you, I don't believe any officer here has wrote any citations for lemonade stand. I tell you what, if it's good lemonade, you'll find me out there. That's for sure. Especially in this summer heat. Oh my gosh. I see some things. I say that in jest. I've seen some things on the news, but I'm not sure. I don't know if it's because of where they're located at or what. But I don't know that we have a big issue with lemonade issues here. All right, I got Annie right. Debbie, thank you, Debbie. I got Chris, Angela. I can hear you good. Okay.
There you go.
All right, so let's do Keith. I told you I'd come work for you. I'm just too old and broken to go through an academy. So if you will, oh, lost him. So if you will
There you go.
lateral me into a nice administrator. My gosh, Keith, what are you talking about? You're not old and broken down. What are you talking about? We do have a lateral program, but let's see what kind of fit you might make. We're trying to be progressive and think outside the box. Who knows? Debbie, thank you. I appreciate that. Annie, I will. He has actually went in now. He runs out of gas, and I think he goes home. Maybe that's the way gas prices are. Maybe he won't be out there too long. I don't know. But thanks for the heads up. But even if you message me and tell me like this is a time frame in the neighborhood, it'll give us something we'll take a look on. Take a look at. I saw a post where someone commented it was against the law. I will tell you, Richard, that's beyond me. I have not seen that post about lemonade stands being against the law. I know a National Night Out, a young man was selling, no, he was giving it away actually, lemonade, cookies, and brownies, and you'd think every officer in the department went by there. That kid had about 20 stickers on his shirt from police officers, and so yeah. I do not know of any complaints I've had about a lemonade stand in the city of Newport News, and I've been the chief here for 4 years, so I don't know. I don't know if you saw something like that here or in some other city. I don't know. But we have a lot of kids that run up and down with what I call motorcycles in there. Yep, I got you. Can you give it? Oh, I did the First Amendment already. Debbie, the think. I don't understand. The think. I don't know what that is. So let me just share with you a couple things. I think if I missed any post, sometimes the system jumps. I apologize. And just share a couple things with you. We have a recruit class that just graduated 2 or 3 weeks ago. They're now in field training. They'll probably do 4 months, and then they will be, final say will be the assistant chief of patrol operations will decide to make that release into independent patrol, meaning they'll be by themselves. We have an award ceremony coming up at the end of August. We haven't had one in a couple years because of COVID. So there's some good awards, and there's really some special things that are going to happen at that event. So I hope people will come out and join us. I'm looking forward to that. We have a new academy that will start at the end of August or the 1st of September. They'll graduate probably in March, and I hope to fill some of the vacancies in some of the other units that we have. But I want to make sure we keep patrol fat. That's the backbone of the organization. So that's important. We talked about the academy classes. We talked about the award ceremony. The next class, like I said, starts in August. And then we'll probably be looking to have a class start in January or February. So, like I said, I hired 2 individuals today, and we're just moving forward. I'm thankful for those people that are applying. My goal is to get 20 to 25 in the class here at the end of August. I think we'll hit that. And then we'll look for probably 20 or 25 in January as we try to project out numbers of retirements and things like that. We have our 911 ceremony coming up in September. That's always a special time for us. So we pay tribute to the men and women who lost their lives on September 11th, trying to help and save others. Domestic Violence Month is in October. And, of course, Thanksgiving, November, and Christmas is in December. So as we move forward, we'll be putting together a sergeant promotion ceremony. We have some new sergeants that are taking effect. Actually, they started. I believe they started Monday. I believe it started yesterday, and that created some other movement. So that's a good thing for us. Leadership's important. Putting the right people in the right place. That means a lot. So. Annie, better our children are out selling lemonade than running the street in danger and in trouble. Yep, Annie, I would agree with you. I could go for a glass of lemonade right now. I'll tell you that. The law is the law. I don't know. Is that a question or what is that? I understand what you mean. Yeah, I don't know. Everything else caught up on? Have I missed anybody? So, a couple of things as we move forward. For me, anyway, it's making sure that school's right around the corner. So I want to make sure that we're interacting with the youth of the city. I'm excited for football to be back. That's usually I try to have fun with people. They'll say, if people want to, hey, Chief, can we meet? Yeah, let's meet on Friday evening because I'm always at the football games, right? Just walking around interacting with individuals that are there supporting our youth. And then we've got some of the most talented and gifted young people in our city. And what they do, it's hard. Things that they face is hard with social media and the issues that it causes. But I will tell you, I look forward to school getting started back. Like I said, we talked to the school board today a little bit about safety, um, high school football. That's right. I enjoy that time. Myself and Chief Grinstead go to just about every game on Friday, even some on Saturdays. But have a good time there of interacting with. But please just be careful. As kids are getting on the bus, make sure we're not passing those school buses. We've got the stop arm cameras and all those things. So please be mindful as you're driving to work or wherever, home from work. You're seeing kids out. Just please be careful of the school buses. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. Ireland. I've gone online to try and find the application for the Citizens Academy. There is no application. If you follow the online directions, I would love to sign up for the next Citizens Academy, but can't find the info.
So the application deadline closed August 5th.
So what I'm being told by Sarah is it closed August 5th. We will probably think we'll do one more for the end of the year.
Possibly.
Ireland, if you send me a contact number, I'll check with Monica and see how many we have in the class and see what we can do. If you send me a number, we'll see what we can do. Scroll down. What's this about? Sales tax, business license, business property taxes. I don't know. Sorry, I don't understand, Chris, what you're saying. Sales tax, business license, business property taxes. Yeah, I don't know. Do you know what he's saying? No. Okay. Jason, I'll aim to apply in time for the January Academy. Thank you for it. Yeah, no, Jason, no problem. And like I said, I'd love for you to apply. Let's take a look and see what we can do, and we'll go from there, buddy. Linda, it's a requirement that you wear long sleeves. I worry you and others that do will pass out in the heat. So, Linda, I'll tell you this. Here's a secret. No, we do have short sleeve uniforms, right? But I'll tell you this. I get asked all the time, Chief, you must have a lot of tattoos. You always wear long sleeves. I'll tell you, I don't have any tattoos. I'm scared of needles. That's the honest truth. So people ask me, why do you wear long sleeves all the time? Isn't it hot in the gym? Yes, it is hot. Yes. Here's why I wear long sleeves. It's like classified. It's top secret. If the chief of police is out interacting with the community, right? Now, all the officers are going to tease me about this, but I'm going to tell you. The chief of police is out interacting in the community, walking the community, whether it's at Port Warwick or King Lincoln Park, whether it's 16th and Ivy or the north end of the city. If I'm in long sleeves and a tie, one, try to look professional. Two, it's awful hard for somebody else to complain about the weather if they see me in long sleeves. If I can do it, they can do it. And they're all a lot younger than me. Most of them are a lot younger than me. I'm giving my age away. But yeah, I do get. Chief, what do you got? What do you got? Like a big old tattoo on your arm? No, absolutely not. One, absolutely not. So I appreciate that, Linda. I get asked that question a lot, believe it or not. Aren't you hot enough? Yes, I am hot. Sweat's pouring off my face. Yeah, I will be glad to get into September and October and November. I'm looking excited for that. So I appreciate that. Food handling certificate for temp sensitive prepared food. Chris, I'm sorry. I don't know if you're breaking up. I'm not sure those are sent. I'm not sure if you're responding to somebody else. I don't know. I just can't. I don't understand the question. I know you can't. I can't do it ever. I can't. Wait, Debbie. What? I know you can't do everything. Help me, Debbie. What are you saying? Thank you for all. I appreciate that. Thank you, Keith. Great job on obtaining a conviction in that. Well, I will tell you, Keith, a lot of people did a lot of good work on that. And it was a sad situation all the way around for victims and the suspects, for both families and all the kids that go to school. There's teachers. We talked a little bit about that today, and what do we do to decrease the probability of something like that happening? And we talked about things in Uvalde, Texas. We talked about Sandy Hook. We went back far, talked about Columbine. And we do that repeatedly to make sure. Actually, this week we're doing a lot of active shooter trainings for schools this week as we get prepared. The new SROs are going through that same training. But we've done a lot of churches and businesses over the summer. I think that's important. As we see things that scroll across our screen nationally, I don't think we can ever be too prepared. I wish I could say that'll never happen here, but what I can say is at least we're trying to put things in place in practice to decrease the probability of it happening here, if that makes sense. Lemonade sales by children are a violation of city code and Commissioner of the Revenue. Oh, so Chris, I see. Well, we'll see how things go. We do have discretion at times, and we see what the situation is. Sometimes it can depend on where the lemonade stands are, and maybe they're giving it away and just accepting donations or something. I don't know. But I will tell you, I have not seen a complaint by anyone here about people selling lemonade. Maybe they're just taking donations. I don't know. Like what do you do? Like Sarah, like you give somebody a tip for something for I don't know about the lemonade stand. And is that? Thanks, Richard. Yeah. I don't think we've charged anybody for selling lemonade. I'll tell you what though, I got some good peanut butter cookies on National Night Out. That was good stuff. Sorry, Sarah, I called you Kelly before it, and that's all right because they're both here. All right,
Hi,
they're
Annie.
both there. Sarah says hello. They're both here making sure I don't touch anything after the trouble we had with the technology earlier today. But we've been doing this for months, and I don't want a childless kid blowing. Wait, what? But we have been doing this for months, and I don't want a child killed with this kid's blowing by. Oh, with speed. Like I said, Debbie, as far as enforcement and trying to respond to it and being there, I wish we could be everywhere. There's 186,000 citizens that live in this city. So what I have to rely on is people in communities and neighborhoods to help us police and know what's going on in those communities. So if you see someone doing that or doing behavior, to call and let us know. And sometimes all we get is, Chief, they're speeding on this street. But what I'm looking for is what day of the week, what time frame. So how do we structure and have to balance our calls for service and where we deploy resources. So that's why when we do our crime meetings, I really push the officers and detectives, the captains, the lieutenants. All right, well, when are your burglaries happening, and what day of the week, and how are they getting in? What's being stolen? Where are they taking metal? Where's it being destroyed at? When are they reporting it? All these things, it helps us create a better initiative as opposed to being real broad, and we narrow that scope down and are able to put a real strong plan and strategy together. Tracy, how are you? I don't know if you got my message the other day I called. Somebody earlier today asked, well, first of all, Tracy, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having good weather there. Someone called about a memorial for Reagan. I've had some conversations. I don't have anything finalized, but I have had some conversations. Myself and Chief Grinstead were down there in that area a couple weeks ago. There was a bike race here. I snuck away and went down just to kind of see how the area was doing. Officer Jensen was down there doing some beautification stuff in that neighborhood. So we stopped by and just had some conversations. But there has been some conversations about something permanent there, but I don't have any closure. But once you know, it hasn't gone. It's not going It's not going untalked about. Yeah, I think that's it. But Tracy, I hope you're doing well. I hope your family's well. It's hot here. I'm not sure how hot it is down there where you're at. Not giving the location away, but I'm looking forward to getting out of some of this hot weather. Shay, you have a mug for me. I will take it. I love that. I have some in the drawer, some in the kitchen at home, and some I keep here. So thank you. I look forward to that. Richard. Richard. Yeah. Lemonade stand. I got it. Faith, we need a good police chief. Your department is awesome. Faith, I appreciate that. I'll tell the 472 officers that you guys are looking for one. We'll see what is it in? What did you tell me in January? I'll keep that in mind. Free lemonade last week of August. Richard, I like that. Free lemonade last week. There you go. Oh my gosh, we have lemonade stand. Wait. Oh my gosh, we have lemonade stand policing in the chat. Yeah, isn't it crazy? Now, I can tell you, like I said, where our big focus is. Linda, we'll try and stay as cool as possible. Fall can't get here. Linda, I'm telling you, I cannot wait. Um, some people love the summer. I'm just telling you, I lose like 10 pounds in the summer. And I can afford to lose it, believe me. But it's hot. It's hot. So I do enjoy the cooler weather. So you still have working speeding complaints. When I was on the road, I had one sweet lady that let me sit in her driveway to run radar. There you go. Oh, and she give you, wait, chocolate chip cookies? Let me tell you, were they like right out of the oven? Oh my gosh, you're killing me. I haven't had any lunch today, so I had snacked on a little bit of popcorn earlier, but no lunch. Now you're talking about chocolate chip cookies. You're killing me. Can you give some? That one just popped up again. Maybe just hit the button. Yeah, so yeah, we got a couple more minutes left. Yeah, I really appreciate the comments. Go home, you're awesome, and deserve a good night. I will tell you, Debbie, I'm going to go home and get something good to eat. I don't know what it. Maybe give me some ideas about a good dinner tonight. I don't know. What sounds good? Don't. I made my stomach growling here. You'd be like, "What was that noise?" Um, but no, look, I really appreciate people that take the time to have these conversations, and some are lighthearted and some are more serious, and but it matters to me, and I think you have to humanize this job and this profession. So being able to talk with you and share information and ideas and just interact a little bit. We had 2 homicides over our weekend, one on Friday night and then another on Sunday night into Monday morning, where an individual was shot and then eventually lost his life at the hospital. Um, and to tell you, the detectives that worked through the night and try to bring closure to families. And then I turned right back around and Saturday morning, starting at 8:30 till about 3 o'clock, I've got officers playing basketball and basketball tournaments with kids, right? And with Pastor Maxwell and the Boys and Girls Club as a partnership, and Police Foundation. We played the sheriff's office on Saturday. I'm pretty happy with that turnout. We'll leave it at that. Then we got to advance to the next round, right? And we played a group of boys from Minchville boys basketball team. That was our last game, by the way. I don't think those guys got tired. They were making shots from half court. But yeah, it's to see men and women respond to some of the calls they have to, and then turn right back around and interact with youth and community. It's just amazing. So having these conversations, I think, allows us to know each other. And like I said, I'm sure that we don't always agree, but it's good to be able to sit down and have conversations. I just think that's how we move forward and hear each other's thoughts. We all matter. So yeah, I appreciate those that take the time to chime in and share your thoughts with me and allow me to share mine with you. It means a lot. I appreciate that. Thank you, Keith. Ribs and lemonade. Richard, you tried to start getting me in trouble. Ribs and lemonade. I love it. Okay. You're appreciated, Chiefs. Robin, thank you. I appreciate that. Stop and get you tacos. Now, let me tell you, could be a Taco Bell night. That's not a bad idea. Could be a Taco Bell night. But listen, I appreciate, as we talked, we've tried to hit on some things that we're doing coming out of. We had a rough summer. I'm looking forward to school getting back in. We have all our SROs. We got all this selected. We even have people from the school sit on the selection panel to make sure we selected the SROs to go into our schools. We now have ones for every high school and every middle school. I would love to have one for every elementary school. That's another 24, 25, 26 schools. We're going to try to go back and adopt elementary schools this year. So Jensen Elementary School, I enjoyed going there, having lunch a couple times a month, seeing kids get on the bus, get off the bus. I'm excited. We've got a couple invites already for the first week of school, and I look forward to that. But I think it's important. Just a little bit of time we can spend goes a long way. Have a wonderful night. Thank you, and Police Department. Annie, thank you. That means a lot. I appreciate that. Tacos. You got me thinking now. I have to do something about that. So again, school right around the corner. Please be cognizant of kids getting on the bus, on and off the bus, and stuff like that as we move into the into the fall. I'm going to go ahead and get off here. I appreciate those that spent some time with me, some those that asked some questions, wanted to make some calls, wanted to sit down and have some conversations. If you just message us, I think that's what it's called, right? Message us. Thank you for the witty. Richard, I appreciate that, my friend. Look, you listen, if you're traveling, have safe travels. Please be safe. Again, thank you all. Look, I'd be remiss, let me just before I go, I'm thankful for the men and women who do this job, who work in this department, sworn and civilian both. I want to thank our dispatchers, individuals who work at records. When I talk, I'm not just talking Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Those that work in records throughout the night, our dispatchers that work the midnight shift, the men and women who keep this facility clean. They matter. They're all part of. They matter, right? And I think if we just stop sometimes and lead by example, and that people matter, that they make a difference. Slow things down a little bit. Maybe others, the youth of our city, that they just need to be. They need to know that we care about. That's one of the reasons we interact so much with the Boys and Girls Club, or play basketball and some of these events, or kickball, or softball, or volleyball. We do things together because they matter. Crime is going to go up and down. But as long as we stay interactive with our community and we build trust and are transparent, admit when we make mistakes, admit when we don't get it right, a lot of people will sit on the sidelines and complain about what law enforcement does. There are plenty of those. It's easy to complain about what law enforcement does or doesn't do. It's a lot harder to raise your right hand and say, you know what, I want to make a difference. I want to serve people. I want to give up parts of my time to make things better. And if you're out there, I'm looking for new people to join the department. Here's what I'm looking for: people who think outside the box, that are creative, that have a heart of service. It's easy to sit back and just complain and complain and complain, but who's willing to step forward and do this job? I've got plenty of positions open. If you'd like to come here and go through the academy, graduate, work in the field, serve citizens, interact with youth, I think it's phenomenal. This is a hard, demanding job, but it is extremely rewarding, and you can impact people when they have the worst day of their life, and that is priceless. Thank you, officers. Linda, thank you. Debbie, thank you. They definitely all matter. Absolutely. Thank you all for being here tonight. I'm going to jump off here. I know I said that earlier. And got me talking about Taco Bell. I'm trying to think where's the closest one to me. Please be safe. We'll do this again next month. Thank you, guys. Love you. God bless you. We'll do it again.